Easy, easy, steady. Whoa, just one hoof in front of the other. Oh boy, oh boy. That's it. I'm staying right where I am. Not that I wouldn't mind getting somewhere else, to be honest. Let's just say I am not a big fan of simple ways. To be honest, I'd rather much put it into season three and just forget about season three with it, except for a few episodes from season three. But might do a list on that. Regardless, I don't know. I just did not like simple ways at all. There were definitely a few good points in it, but for the most part, I just could not get into that episode at all. Um, well, I guess we should start with the things I like. I really liked Pinky's animation at the beginning with her head just swelling like a balloon. I just. I'm starting to wonder if this is just all from Pinky's imagination, and that's why, like she's able to do all this crazy stuff. But on the other hand, like season four is the season of the Pinky animations. Pinky has gotten so much good animation. I wouldn't be surprised if they just went, you know what, have fun, just have fun with whatever you're gonna do with Pinky. But since this was more focused on Applejack and Rarity and Tenderhoof, we'll get to him. I suppose that they're going to be two good places to start. For one thing, I loved how the shoe is on the other hoof, and now Rarity's going after someone, and that pony does not have any interest in her. I found it hilarious. And of course, for the episode, her sidekick is Spike, which I thought was beautiful, which brings me to one of the things I actually couldn't stop laughing about a little bit, which was Spike's animation when Rarity's like, "You have no idea what I'm going through." You know, how to like somebody and then they don't like you back. And Spike just raises an eyebrow to the camera. And I'm just like, that's perfect. That is just, that's all you needed to say. Like, that's all you needed to do, which I liked. They didn't like over exaggerate. It was just this raised eyebrow, very simple. Um, Another thing I liked was as much as I dislike Tenderhoof, I love how like the plain, the ordinary, the underappreciated, and he points to Derpy. I just thought that was awesome, just pure awesome. And on the subject of the story itself, well, I honestly thought it was very cliched. Very, very cliched. And I was like, really? We're going to throw a one off character in just so there can be this little love triangle crap going on? Really? You guys are better than this. And then I looked up who the writer is. This is actually one of the first times that I've actually wanted to look up a writer just to know who was responsible for this. And their Josh Harbor, their only other writing credit for the show is Castlemania, which also had quite a few cliches and stupid moments. And like this episode had tons of them. Like how Rarity, was obsessed with, getting this guy to like her and throwing off her duties of running this event. Which, granted, it's Rarity. The mayor can just, the mayor can throw something together in a day and it is awesome. But I mean, like, just her throwing off her time to shine in order to impress a guy, nah, did not go for it. And of course, the plot, goes its way, and it's, oh, I like this person, but I want this person to be with them. Ugh. Please avoid this in the future, writing staff. Please avoid this. This show does not need it. It really doesn't. But on to my biggest gripe about the episode. Tenderhoof. That pompous pretty boy, or pretty colt, whatever, whose only purpose is to pretty much get Rarity up and jealous at Applejack and change the entire thing. Honestly, he wasn't needed. You could have taken him out. Hell, you could have taken the whole romance aspect out and just had Rare. I want to say you could take this whole episode out, but if you had taken Tenderhoof out and the subplot of that romance thing, and made Tenderfoot a character, Trenderhoof. I think I've been saying Tenderhoof this whole time. That shows how much I care about the character. But you could have taken Trenderhoof out, or just made him a travel writer Rarity looked up to, and just her trying to impress him via this event and trying to cater things to the event for more recognition. And it would have been I think it would have been a slightly stronger episode rather than the romance angle that they were trying to shoehorn in, which I thought was stupid. On a side note for Trenderhoof, his poem was terrible. I know it was supposed to be a lead up to He Likes Applejack, but as an English minor who's currently taking a poetry class, that poem made me cry. It made me cry. Like, upset tears of upsetness. However, there were a few other lighthearted notes. And that was that I thought it was Rarity trying to do a southern accent was just very funny. There was a lot of humor in there. And I noticed that this felt especially Rarity and Applejack's conflict at the end when they're pretty much arguing about this, so they're both acting stupid, really reminded me of Look Before You Sleep. And it was a nice callback because now instead of them doing it to mock each other, they're doing it to convince one another that they shouldn't be acting so out of themselves. Which also, another side note, was nice to hear the Manhattan accent off of Applejack again. That was really a good callback to she knows how to throw this accent off and she knows how to act in high society, but she chooses not to. I like the message of be yourself. I love those messages, but like I said, I feel it could have been done a lot better. That's really all I have to say. This episode made me want to erase my brain of this week and Pinky's Pride just so I could watch Pinky's Pride again with that awe and excitement that made me do this for the first video. But unfortunately, I do not have the abilities to do that. So I am going to attempt to practice my walking. See if I can't get around, see if I can't find a soapbox for me to get on, because I still don't have one. And on a side note, thank you to Pony Anim Studios for their tutorial on Pony OC walk animations. It really helped a bunch. You know what? I'm signing off. Peace out. Oh boy. Steady, steady, steady. Oh crap! I'm okay.